Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly pop culture wrap-up. That's right everybody, I'm Rockin Robbie Billups on behalf of Pop Culture Philosophers. This is the weekly pop culture wrap-up. It is the show where I go over the week's pop culture news, mostly comic books and movies. Let's get right into it with some comic book news. Marvel Comics 1000. So we had all these vague teasers in the Marvel Comics this week, announcing some kind of special something, a bunch of books, right? Supposedly, a bunch of creators, a bunch of significant creators. Walt Simonson, Eric Larson, crazy things, people we never thought we'd see come back to Marvel. George Perez, who's in retirement. What is going on? And then over the days, just more and more of these announcements. Jonathan Hickman and Dustin Weaver, Kelly Thompson, Kelly Sue DeConnick, just over and over and over again. Jeff Loeb, all these creators that we wouldn't really necessarily think were coming back to do something. What is it? What's it going to be? It's Marvel Comics 1000. It's going to be a one-shot that comes out in August, 80 pages, and it's going to be filled with 80 one-page stories by a bunch of creative teams from Marvel's past, present, and possible future. Anyway, so that's what it is. It seems like Marvel Comics is trying to get on that Detective Comics 1000, Action Comics 1000 bandwagon. Marvel Comics hasn't published 1000 consecutive issues yet. We are not too far off from Spiderman being able to achieve that. I think they'll be first, especially since they produce it so often and have for so long at times. However, this is just kind of like a big celebration of 80 years at Marvel, and they're trying to say, like, well, if we would have published it this entire time, we probably would be at issue 1000 right now, which seems like it's a little crazy. Why not just put out a big Marvel 80th anniversary special? No reason to call it Marvel Comics 1000 unless you're wanting the comparison, because that's what you're getting. However, with all the creative teams attached to it and the neat idea of one-page stories by all these creators, I'm cool with it. I'm excited to check it out. I don't think it's going to be anything revolutionary or anything like that, but it could be a fun trip through Marvel's history, and that's what I'm looking forward to. From Valiant Comics in August, we have Dr. Mirage, relaunched by Magdalene Visaggio and Nick Robles. I don't know too much about the Dr. Mirage character, but looking at the solicitations, it sounds like really cool, supernatural twist in the Valiant universe. Really like that stuff. Seems like they're having fun doing it. Visaggio is one of my favorite writers right now, so I'm really excited to check out her work on this title. Movies and TV, well, we had that Spider-Man Far From Home trailer. Of course, if you haven't seen Endgame yet, you definitely don't want to check it out because it does spoil a lot of things about the Avengers Endgame movie in the Far From Home trailer. But one of the things that is confirmed, it seems, in that trailer is that Mysterio is a hero from another reality, introducing the concept of the multiverse. Well, the multiverse, of course, is something that's very inherent to comic books, Marvel and DC both. So it's cool to see them start utilizing this in the cinematic universe. Post-Avengers, post-Avengers Endgame, it just opens up so much more opportunity, right? The idea, though, that Mysterio is a hero in his other universe, like, we all know who Mysterio is. He's Master of Illusion, and he's not a good guy, right? So he's lying in some form or shape, right? He's either lying about coming from the multiverse, or he's lying about being a hero, or he's lying about both, and a whole bunch of other things. And there's a lot of other interesting theories about Far From Home. You should check them out if you're interested in that, though they may contain possible spoilers. There was a trailer for It Chapter 2. It Chapter 1, I thought was all right. I didn't think it was that... I thought it was all right. I thought it was good. Like, it just didn't blow me away like it blew away other people. I'm a big horror fan, right? And now, I love the original It with Tim Curry. I love that one. But it's really just the first half of that movie that's good. The second half's not so good. So maybe because of my enchantment with the first half of that It miniseries when they were kids, maybe I was comparing it too harshly or something. The new one. I have no idea. But it seemed like it was well done, and it was creepy in parts. But it just, I don't know. Something wasn't there for me. This trailer, though, I'm really excited to see what happens because, as I said, the second half of that It series from back in the early 90s, I didn't really like. Oh, it was a little cheesy, very hokey. So I'm really excited to see this one unfold. The first trailer's out. You see the new characters, or the new actors playing the older versions of those characters 27 years later. It's cool to see Bill Hader in there. Cool to see James McAvoy, Jessica Chastain. Really cool, right? The trailer was a little odd, though, because it does have that one extended scene that it starts with. But that scene is very intense and kind of creepy. But is it trying too hard? That was one of my problems with that It movie. So I feel like it tried too hard to be creepy, when the story itself and the character Pennywise, you don't really have to try so hard. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. Seems like a lot of people like it, and I'm cool. I'm happy for everybody that just loves that movie. My lady loves it, so she really liked that trailer. The Watchmen trailer, the HBO Watchmen remix. I don't know what that means, but it seems like this is a sequel to The Watchmen. It's like after the events of The Watchmen in the year 2019, probably. This is how things have gone. It looks way different. My initial reaction when I first saw the trailer was, man, they don't understand anything about The Watchmen. But then when I actually watched it again and paid very close attention to what was going on, there's some interesting elements in there. It seems like the extreme right wing has taken on Rorschach, his ideas, his mentality. That's not that surprising. That's pretty, I mean, that kind of makes a lot of sense. Ozzy is in there. Of course, you see Jeremy Irons just for a little snippet. A lot of it just seems weird. It just seems odd, but I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued enough to check it out. But I'm intrigued enough to check it out. But we shall see. A new Matrix film? Is there going to be a new Matrix film? Well, like last year, it was rumored that Zach Penn was going to reboot the Matrix films. Or if you get on Zach Penn's Twitter, he says, I'm not rebooting the Matrix films. I'm doing something with the Matrix, but it's not a reboot. Well, this week, in an interview, the director of the John Wick films, who was one of the stunt coordinators on the Matrix films, said that the Wachowskis are involved and that they're like in some kind of way, shape, or form. Maybe not directing, maybe not writing, but maybe writing, producing, coming up with ideas. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty cool. I think that's awesome. I know a lot of people have a lot of feelings about the Matrix films. Me personally, I love the Matrix films. I love all three of them, including the Animatrix, all four. I really do. I think there's so much richness and depth and nuance in those films, especially in the ending itself. I don't know. I just really, really like it. So I would love to see the Wachowskis explore this world further, especially using today's technology. That could be pretty cool, right? Seems like James Gunn wants Michael Rooker for his Suicide Squad film as King Shark. I can dig it. That'd be really cool. The only problem is we would miss out on actually seeing the glorious Michael Rooker. But his voice would be enough, right? Right? Of course. Rooker teaming up with James Gunn for King Shark on the Suicide Squad. I'm down with that. New rumor, by the way, about Idris Elba possibly playing Deathstroke. It's just a rumor. Possibly playing Deathstroke. I have said in the past, Elba could play any character and I'd be cool with it. Then they mentioned Deathstroke. Yeah, I'm still cool with it. I'm super cool with it. A Hellraiser reboot from writer David S. Goyer. Goyer is the writer of the Blade films, the Dark Knight trilogy from Christopher Nolan. An accomplished writer, apparently a big Clive Barker fan ever since back in the day with the Hellbound Heart and all that stuff. Me, myself, huge Hellraiser fan. I love that Hellraiser movie. I think it's a masterpiece. Sure, reboot it. Why not? Goyer the right one? I don't know. I don't know. Seems like his sensibilities lean more into action, and I don't think that's the way to go with Hellraiser, but it seems like a lot of horror films today have to be very action-y as well. I don't know. I'm not sold on the idea, but I'm not against the idea of a Hellraiser reboot because I think it's been long enough. But I think that classic film is fairly classic. Netflix and Dark Horse Comics has made a deal for a first look. That means Netflix is going to get first look at intellectual properties from Dark Horse. This is obviously spun out of the success of Umbrella Academy, which is a Dark Horse comic book by Gerard Way and Gabriel Ba. So very excited for that. I loved Umbrella Academy. Dark Horse has a lot of stuff in its library that it could release and do really, really well for television shows and long form television and short form and all that kind of stuff. I think it could be really, really nifty and very, very cool. I'm really excited. The most immediate one that popped in my head, I don't even know if this is actually a Dark Horse thing or if Cullen Bunn and Company have more to do with it, but Harrow County, wouldn't that be kind of nifty to see? Something like that? I think I even remember that something may be in development. I don't know. But some cool books from Dark Horse. Weird is a new one right now that I think would make an excellent Netflix show. Really cool. So check it out. Be on the lookout for that news. So that's what we got for you this week. Thank you guys so much for your support of this channel. Please do like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. You can join us over at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts and a whole lot more. Tonight, there will not be a live stream. Still getting over Robbie Week. Just recently celebrated my birthday and all that jazz. But the live stream will be back next week. This week, of course, we got the weekly comic book review. And we got an early look at Little Bird number 3. Comes out this week. Probably going to release a video for that tomorrow morning. Going to tell you guys, though, straight up, it's awesome. It's flipping awesome. I also got to look at Sierra and the Royal Stars, a new one coming out this summer from Vault Comics. That was an exceptional, well-done introduction into a new fantasy book that I really, really liked. So be on the lookout for that. Lots of excitement. And like I said, don't forget to subscribe for more comic book reviews, movie reviews, news, and other things like that. Thank you guys so much for rocking with us. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups. Keep on reading, keep on living, keep on pop culturing.